Yo, what's good YouTube? It's your boy Too Loud Shine. I'm back here with another video. Today I'm going to be recording on my phone, so the quality won't be as bad. So let me know if you like this quality a little better. Let me see. Okay, I had to cut my fan off. Let me know if you like this quality a little better, if it's a lot of background noise or whatever the case is, if the video just better in general. So I want to talk about this video. I know I did my first diabetic video, and thanks for all of the love and support on that. I probably got like 65 views right now. That's fine. I really do like everybody who supported the video, and I just wanted to talk about my part 2 of that video. So part 2 is just going to be me talk about growing up as a diabetic. So the last video ended off with me just saying how they explained to me that I was a diabetic, and that was really like the end of it. So this video I'm just going to talk about how I grew up, like how my 11 years went. So we can get that started right now. Let's go. So I would say my first couple of years was really rough. Like, it was hard to keep my blood sugars in check. It was up and down, in and out of the hospital. Everything was really hard for me for some reason. Everything was really hard for me for some reason. I really couldn't get it all under control. I don't know why, but I don't know, it was just hard starting off. They say it's like your first year is like a honeymoon stage. So the honeymoon stage was like crazy. My second, third years was crazy. But to go more in depth about it, it was really, I didn't accept the life change that it is to be a diabetic. Like, it really, really is a life change. Like, your whole life changes when you are a type 1 diabetic. That's mainly what it is. Like, everything, like your whole routine, meal plan, your whole life changes when you become a diabetic. That's basically. And I was 9. I didn't want to accept that, so I don't know. I didn't want to accept the change, so it just made it harder for me to keep my blood sugars in check. Because I'm 9, I was really active at the time. Like, I was playing a lot of sports, just anything a normal 9-year-old would do. Like, you play a lot, eat a lot of candy, whatever you do. You just run all day, eat junk food, whatever. You just do whatever you want. So me growing up being a diabetic, or once I first got diagnosed, it was hard because I didn't know it was going to be that serious. I didn't know it was going to change your whole life. And I got cousins and stuff that I used to do stuff with. Like, we used to just run and play all day, and once I got sick, I had to change all of that. Like, I could still do what I wanted to do, but it was like I just had to change all of that. So, like, I used to try to act like I wasn't a diabetic. Like, I would get around them and they normal. I'm not normal. I would get around them. They start playing basketball, doing whatever, and like playing basketball, running, doing all of this stuff, eating whatever they want to do, and it made me like lightweight feel like jealous almost. Like, if you want to say, like, jealous a little bit, because I couldn't do everything that they could. So it made me want to do that stuff. So when I would be around them, or just when I just be out, I would not want to be a diabetic. Like, because you got to think, you 9, 10, 11, 12, whatever age you growing up, you don't want to have to, like, be a little kid right before you, like, pricking your finger right before you eat, trying to count carbs and take insulin shots, and don't run around too much because you're gonna get sick, or your sugar gonna get low, or don't eat this much candy, or don't eat no candy or cake because your blood sugar gonna get too high, or anything like that. So I just didn't want to accept everything that I had to do. So I used to basically act like I wasn't a diabetic. Like when I was around people like that, I would not accept what I have to do. So I would just run and play and ignore all of the signs, and then I get real low, and then I'd be really, really sick or whatever. I'd be feeling real bad, or I would eat a bunch and not care just because I didn't want to change. Like, I didn't want to accept it. So that was like my first couple of years. And once I started getting a little older, I started to notice that wasn't good. And let me see what else. So that was like my first couple of years, and then it was really hard as well, because the type of person I was at the time, I kept everything bottled in. Like, everything that I was going through, how hard it was, I just bottled everything in. And I didn't tell nobody how I was feeling, how hard it was, how stressful it was on like my body, mentally, just nobody knew. So I probably was like, I don't know, 11, 12. I went through it for a couple of years. It was hard, in and out of the hospital. I used to get so sick to where like my legs would cramp up and lock up, and I wouldn't be able to move, and it used to be bad. So like my mom, one time we was like leaving church, and she was just like, Sean, how do you be feeling? She was like, I'm not a diabetic, I don't know. She like, it gotta be hard, so like, how do you be feeling? And she was like, just talk to me. She was like, talking it out gonna make it feel a lot better. So at first I was like, I don't know, like if I should say, just because how I was, I guess. And then we ended up talking about it, and it was just so much I was letting out, all these emotions coming up at one time. I couldn't help it but just start bawling out in tears, just explaining everything to her. And that made it a lot easier. Me and my mom, after that, we was like tight. Like, we had that connection, like, because she was always there with me through it all. So like after that, we kind of had that connection for real. So like after that, me and her was cool. We had it out. Like, now we figure it, like, it's me and her against the world when it comes to the diabetes, and that's good to have somebody there to help you through it all. So that was like that around like 11, 12, and then it kind of got hard again for me going through like puberty, when you like 13, 14, 15, whatever age you start, and you going through, because your body is changing, so it caused your blood sugars to be unstable as well. So that kind of made it rough on me as well. Plus, like, I still had other things that I just wasn't comfortable with. Like, I went through my whole 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th, 11th. I didn't, like, I used to be so sick. I was missing a lot of days of school. I was behind in school. Always had to be catching up. And just because of that, the kids at the school started to notice that I was not in at all. I would be coming in like one day a week and missing the whole rest of the week, or always leaving early, and they used to be wondering like what's wrong with him, or whatever the case is, or stuff like that. And I just felt like I just didn't want to tell nobody, like, outside of my family that already knew. Because I don't know why, but I felt like people would make fun of me, or like, because you just know kids is cruel and it's already a lot. So I just felt like I didn't want to say it to people, and it's already a lot on me, and then they start making fun of me or whatever the case is. I didn't want to have to deal with that, so I kept it all to myself. I was really quiet throughout my whole high school year, basically, just because I felt like if I try to be myself, it was like I was two different people. I would be in school I would not say nothing, not being myself, trying to hide what I am and stuff like that. But then when I get home, I was like totally different because I was a lot more comfortable around the people that I grew up with and all of that. So like it just made it harder on me just because I didn't want nobody to know. It just made it a lot harder. So I went through the whole year, I said like my first 3 years of high school, just didn't talk to nobody really, didn't tell nobody. Like I had like my core group of friends, but that was about it. I was just real quiet because I wasn't comfortable with people finding out more about me. I don't know why, I don't know what made me feel this kind of way, but I wasn't comfortable about that. So like I guess I just had to, I don't know what it was, but basically what I'm saying is when I got to my senior year, I started getting more control over my diabetes. I got an insulin pump. I started doing better. And once I started doing better, I started feeling better. I started feeling more comfortable about things. And it just made it a lot easier for me to be myself and be a lot more open, because you want to tell people that surround you often. Like if you in school and you want almost everybody to know, so in case something happens, they know, oh, he's a diabetic, or oh, she's a diabetic, we need to get her to the nurse, or whatever the case is. So it's good to let people know. So just be confident with what you are. You a diabetic. It's not changing. It's like you're gonna be a diabetic for your whole life, and it's gonna be a part of you, like I said, for your whole life. So the best thing I could tell you to do is accept it and just embrace it. The more you embrace it and stop trying to fight it like I did, it will make it easier for you to control it and just to be more social and everything like that. Like right now, I'm a lot better with everything when it comes to me being a diabetic and socializing and stuff like that. I just had to really learn how to do it and be a diabetic at the same time, I guess. But the best thing I could tell you I learned was just get more control over your diabetes, and then it would kind of make it easier for you to be more consistent when it comes to socializing, because it is a lot and people don't understand. So you just gotta, once you get more control, just be open with the people that you want to be open with. Don't hide what you are, because it is a part of you, and at the end of the day, it's going to be there with you for the rest of your life. So you might as well just go ahead and accept it, and that's going to make it a lot easier on you. You're not going to have to hide and check yourself, see what your sugar is, hide and take shots. Like, it's going to make it a lot easier for you to handle everything. So that's basically what I want to talk about, is just be yourself and embrace what you are. My next video, I want to talk about like being a diabetic, and how people is ignorant to type 1 diabetes. So that's going to be my next video. I should be dropping it within the next week. So if you did like this video and like this part 2 of my story, leave a like down below, comment if you want me to talk about anything else that I go through, or whatever the case is, just let me know. And subscribe. Like I said, I'm going to be dropping more videos like this. I still be posting my gaming videos as well. And just let me know what you think about the video. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And this is your boy 2 Live Shine, and I'm out. Peace. Don't forget to check out my last video if you ain't see it.